Welcome to Herspiration Happy Hour. This is episode 2, which is also our New Year's special. And today on the podcast, we have some very inspiring women. So first, Amanda Coco, wave your hand for the audience out here who are watching and not just listening. So this is the founder and CEO of AC Magazine, and she is all the way from North Carolina.
Hi, Carolina Ting.
You said Team Carolina?
No, yeah, Team Carolina and Carolina Ting. That's my hashtag. Hashtag Carolina Ting.
Next we have Dawn Thomas, owner and instructor of 2D Pole Fit, which is a really cool fitness boutique that's here in the Fort Washington area. Say hello.
Hello, Fort Washington.
Or you can say it's more than just Fort Washington. Actually,
yes.
So.
Actually, hello, DMV.
Okay, Utah, LA, Detroit. I tell you, we have listeners all
Hello,
over the place.
everybody.
Hello, world.
Yes.
Okay, and third up, we have Bree Crenshaw, CEO and designer of Kitty Covers.
Kitty Covers.
Which is a nice panty and lingerie line. Can't wait to hear about this one. Say hello, Miss Bree.
Hi guys, it's Bree, also known as Sweet Bree. SweetBree.com is one of my new upcoming websites. You can also follow me on Instagram at hashtag Kitty Covers and at Kitty Covers, KITTYKOVERZ.
Hey, so she said she came ready. Don't mess up the spelling. Okay, so you don't have to worry about how to spell that. And then last up, I have a little co-host here with me who is going to be an up-and-coming entrepreneur. So she's going to learn a lot from this roundtable today. And that is Miss Erica Reddick George.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy to be here.
You say happy to be here?
Yes.
I know, right? And so we can get started, Mr. Bartender. What are we going to be drinking today? Come on over here so we can find out before we get started, because all of us are we're a little parched. We're a little bit parched, so come on and tell us what we are going to be drinking today.
Okay, today we'll be drinking Le Feu vodka. It's a vodka that's
vodka.
vodka. It's a vodka that's infused with pineapple, watermelon, and cranberry.
Hey.
I'm going to mix it with a little Saint Germain, ginger ale, and cranberry juice for the first round.
Oh, for the first round.
First
Okay.
round.
So I'm already loving that, so we can go ahead and get started with our drinks so we can sip and discuss our topics for today, in which we're going to talk about, because this is the end of another year, we're going to talk about personal New Year's resolutions, your professional New Year's resolutions, and then just talk about being a woman entrepreneur now. And there'll be some other questions and whatnot along the way. So everybody indulge, grab your drinks. Thank you very much. And we can
It's all good.
toast and cheers once everybody have theirs. So we can go ahead and get started with the first question. Before we even really start discussing, your New Year's resolutions, whether it's business or personal, I want you to just kind of quickly reflect while we're waiting on the drinks on 2017 and your life. And then tell me, how would you sum it up in a few words and why? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Okay, everybody's sipping now.
Right.
Okay, we're going to start with Miss Bree. When you think about your life over the last year, how would you sum it up in a few words?
I would say, to sum it up, I would say it was definitely a roller coaster ride, and I definitely learned a lot from it. So my quote or suggestion would be, it saved me.
Okay, that's deep. It saved you. And why is that?
I believe there was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations I went through. This is probably my toughest year versus 2016, whereas I would say, I guess I had the dream and all that, and I guess I got a little bit too comfortable. I got a little bit too comfortable, and I started to take partly advantage of the things that I had, and I ended up also kind of getting a little cocky, not gonna lie. And I invested a lot of time into people that didn't deserve it, and I would say I put a lot of the wrong crowd in my circle. I let a lot of people in, and because of that, I've lost a lot, but I've gained so much more. And behind that, I feel like all these crazy, terrible things that happened, it was like literally a roller coaster of emotions, it saved me. And it actually made me a better person, and now I am a new person going into 2018. and I'm better prepared. I've matured greatly, and I'm so grateful and so blessed to be here right now. I mean, I found you, so.
Thank you. And what about you, Miss Amanda Coco?
I would say this year was a year of reflection. A lot of things that I wanted to do, I weren't able to do, but it also showed me what I want more, like more growth and getting bigger and constantly developing. So it just showed me where I can go. It reflected where I came from. It showed me growth. It showed me areas that I needed to grow in. It was just a year of just absolutely reflecting on where I come from, where I started, and then it reflected where I want to go, where I see my business, where I see my company, where I see my family. It was just a year of reflection, and then I'm just ready for next year, set so many goals, and it was just a lot.
So sum it up in a sentence.
A year of sum it up in a sentence. Let's sum it up in a sentence. Man, I was
Like a tagline. What would your tagline be for 2017?
reflection,
Yeah,
right?
reflection.
Yeah, that's really what it would be. Is like reflection. Like 2017 was the year, definitely for Team AC was reflection. Like,
Okay.
definitely year of reflection. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Miss Dawn.
Well, first and foremost, I'm ready for round 2.
Oh
I'm gonna put that out there.
I'm gonna just
Okay.
say I need to catch you up.
This drink is delicious.
Hello world.
But for me, that's a great question. For me, 2017 was very, it helped me to become into my own, if you will. And it's amazing for me because, when you're in your 20s, you're trying to find yourself. When you're in your 30s, you think you found yourself, but no, not really. So now at 43, I'm starting to come into my own. I'm starting to discover who I am, as an individual.
Yes.
And when you know who you are as an individual inside, then that's when your personal life and your business life come into one. So in 2017, it's never too late, but at 43, finally, I'm starting to come into my own.
Yeah.
So that's where I am right now.
So let me just tell you something. You look good for 40. I'm just saying.
Yes, you do.
The round table here, then again, we have at least 340 and ups here that look good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really good. So, what about you, Miss Erica, Miss Up and Coming Entrepreneur?
Well, 2017 is a mashup. Hashtag mashup. We had some good and some bad, and I think I think it's important to have that in every year, so that the next year you move forward, you appreciate what you gained, you learn from what you fell short on, and then you strive for more. So it was a lot emotionally, but I think 2017 I got my fire. So kind of found out what I wanted to do. My life changed significantly. My children are older. I only have one finishing high school, and so a lot of what you said, I had to find out what it is that I enjoy. What do I do? What are my hobbies? Because now my life is changing and evolving to a point where I'm not that soccer mom anymore. I'm not that haul this child, take this child, do this for do that, do this for hubby, whatever. I'm not that person. So it's like, okay, well, what do you do? What do you enjoy? And so hashtag reflection. What do I enjoy? I enjoy Dawn's class, and taking her class, going to her studio was a part of me getting me. And so I've learned to appreciate myself. I've learned to understand a lot more about me in 2017. And in doing so, I've taken some losses.
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten some gains. And I'm just, 2018, I'm on fire. I've started I started the first steps to becoming an entrepreneur, and I'm excited. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for my business. I'm excited for my family who's growing. You know, I'm excited for my family that's just expanding. You know, you're doing your thing, and just watching these I call them flowers. Flowers just bloom and blossom, and I myself, my own flower, I'm just blossoming, and I don't ever want to stop doing that. So 2017 just brought so much, so I'm excited. Come on, 18.
Yes.
Come on, 18.
Ready.
She ready.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to back it up just a little bit now that we've talked about our reflection, and I want to hear a little bit about what each one of you actually do, so that our audience who are listening can understand, hey, this is the background of, our guest today on the podcast. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Well,
Amanda,
yeah,
Coco
this is
on the
Amanda
line.
Coco.
Yes.
This is Coco. Y'all can call me Coco. I started a magazine. I started AC Magazine. Really, I've been on this journey. It kind of just blossomed into AC Magazine. I started with Breeze Magazine, and then I went to AC Magazine. I mean, it just blossomed into AC Magazine. So what AC Magazine is, it's a magazine centered around community entrepreneurship with music as a foundation. What we like to do is showcase the hard work, the talent that the artists that we look up to, the backstory, the grind, the hard work these people put in. These people are up 24 hours a day. They are putting in that work to get to that status that we as the community love so much, that we praise. And I think that in our culture, we don't celebrate that hard work that these people that we love, that we hold near and dear to our heart, we don't celebrate. It took them 20 years to get there. It took them 15 years. It took them 10 years. It took them selling stuff out the back of their car. It took them to go, and I mean, P. Diddy said he walked his block before he started waiting for Chuck D to come. Was it Chuck? No, Heavy D to come out just so he could look at him. We don't get those kind of stories, and I think those stories are what we need as a community, so we can start embracing the hard work it takes to be successful. So AC Magazine is just centered around good music, good energy, and just really positivity amongst ourselves. We really I feel like we're not celebrated enough. So we don't do a lot of gossip, we don't do a lot of we don't do rumors, we don't do gossip. We're really solution based. If you need any kind of motivation, please just come look at us, follow us. AC.magazine on Instagram. A shameless plug, I'm sorry. Facebook, AC Magazine. We're just here to motivate and inspire and really shift the culture into a more productive state than what it has been. And that's really my passion. That's really what I want to do, and I just want to keep growing and keep developing content, developing friendships, and keeping a lot of people. I mean, last year I was so intimidated to be around powerful black women, and this year I've grown to just fall in love with it. I'm not gay, but I'm just saying it just gives you so much life to be around. And you guys know what I'm talking about when you go into a room with other black women. Oh, sorry. You go into a room with other black women and you just feel kind of attention, and it's not intentional, but it's there. Right. But now I'm learning how to navigate. I'm learning how to connect and reach out, and it's just a good feeling. So AC Magazine, that's what we're about: networking, plugging in, and just really just growing the culture. That's what I'm about.
That's awesome. You better go,
girl.
Who wants to go next? Okay, don't make me start calling.
Don't make me
I want to follow down.
Well, let's see. Where do I start? I graduated from Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold.
Okay.
Shout out to the
Is that
Spartans out
HBCU,
there.
girl?
You know
You
it.
better come on with
Oh yes, and I got my master's from Strayer. But 2D Polar Fit actually came up unexpectedly. You know, the studio, I swear, was my husband's idea. I met my husband at the gym some years ago, and I just always loved working out. It was just my sanctuary. It's my peace of mind. It just helped me gather myself to start the day. But of course, you know, when you start something, you know, when you're in a routine, sometimes it could get boring. So I said, you know what, let me go to a pole fitness class. So I went to a pole class, fell in love with it. It challenged my body, but the most important thing that I got out of the class was the communion, the bond that the women were in. I mean, the bond was just amazing. It went beyond the pole fitness class. So I went home and I told my husband about it, and he said, you should do something like that. And then 3 months later, he found a space, surprised me with the space, and we have the studio. So 2D's Pole and Fit in Fort Washington, it is a fitness boutique. It's the art of fitness, because with fitness, you know, your body it's like art. You know, when you do certain moves and poses and take your body through different changes, it's art. So 2D Pole and Fit is the art of fitness. You know, we offer yoga, bar classes, Tai Chi, Pilates, aerial yoga, pole fitness, many forms of exercises in which women specifically, some guys come and take the Tai Chi class, but basically it's a home for women to feel empowered and inspired, and most importantly feel like they can do anything. So in my eyes, you know, just taking it a step further, you know, whether it's fitness or your magazine or your business or whatever area you decide to do, really, you just use that to inspire. And if you just use your craft to inspire, it would definitely make a difference. I know I went all over the place, but I
No, you actually did.
I was just,
No, I need to know that.
you
feel
did.
it.
Let it go.
Yeah,
I
I
can see you
go.
was nervous, and you was nervous, and you was nervous to get
I was
on the
nervous.
podcast, and I'm
Let me
telling
tell
you,
you, I put my
it must be
notes
the
underneath
alcohol. Must be the alcohol. That's what
I
I'm
had my
blaming.
notes
Thank
here
you,
underneath my
baby.
leg. I forgot my notes were under my leg.
Anybody else
but
want another
no.
round?
Yes.
Anybody else have another
Yes.
round?
But yeah, honestly.
All right, this is the last one. I got
yeah.
like 2 more.
I get no ice, please.
Oh yeah, I didn't went on a rampage.
No, you did good. You did good.
It is. That's exactly
Got me
right.
excited, got me hyped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Miss Bree. What you coming with?
Okay, this is Bree Crenshaw, repping DC, DMV. Hello, world. Thank you for having me. So, my background is a little bit, I guess, a little similar to the pole fitness classes. I've always been a dancer. I've always been a model, and I've always throughout my high school and junior college life, I actually was a teacher for 6 years, which was very interesting. And I pre-K, and I've worked with all types of children from all different ages and backgrounds. I've also worked with autistic children, children with bipolar disorder, and I found a way to, like, I don't believe in separating the children, because I think in life they're going to have to be around the average type of person. So I had conducted my classes where we had all different groups and backgrounds. So my little side joke was, well, heck, if I can get 25-year-olds to listen to me, I can rule the world.
Right.
So I use, sit, quiet, all right, let's do this. And I've always considered myself Team Virgo, by the way, leaders. And somehow I get followers, and I don't mean social media. I mean, there's like different types of people in the world. There's independents, there's followers, and there's leaders. And I think I file underneath that more like leadership subcategory. So during the summer times, I would do part-time acting and modeling. I've been in a few commercials, and I've done some print. I worked for Creed magazine, Milan magazine. Also, shout out to Glenn Jackson on the hair show, Scissors Awards. The Gold Scissors Awards, my proudest moment. And I'm actually only like 5'4", and I made it past. It was about 1,000 contestants, and I made it to number 7 as a short little thing.
Wow.
And I had broke my leg 3 weeks prior to tryouts. and I went up there with a walking boot and I strutted my stuff.
Hey, that's right.
And by the time the show came, by the second round, I had flat shoes on, still doing it. They made their cuts. By showtime, I was in full-blown 6-inch heels. And it was an amazing, explosive experience. And I felt like, you know what, I really can do anything. You know, we're looking at women very differently now, all shapes, sizes, colors, ages. And my clothing line, Kitty Covers, my lingerie is going to make, my target market is more like middle-aged women because I feel like we've lost that sexy, or we've categorized what's sexy or defined it into this westernized European thinking. Because if you look at the rest of the world, everyone's different shapes, colors, and sizes. And me being a short little petite thing, I would have never thought I would be on the runway. Everyone's like, oh, you're just going to be a hand model. You're just, by the way, hand. Yesterday. Be more. Kind of just done this for you, girl. So I never thought that I would ever be that. I was always told I was a print model, and that's all I'd ever be. And I showed them wrong. So I believe that with my line, I want to bring sexy back. No attention to Justin Timberlake, but I'm just saying, I want every woman, especially 35 and up, to feel sexy again. So my tagline is bring the fantasy home. And going along with what you were saying with the pole dancing, every time I went to the pole classes, I found older women, grandmas and grandparents. I mean, it was unbelievable. Thick girls, you know, getting it. You know, throwing out for the skinnier shorts or whatever. It didn't matter. And they were confident, and they felt beautiful, and they felt honorable. And they were like, you know what, I can do this. And that's what I want. I want my girls to feel empowered. They can do anything. They can do anything that them girls can do on the pole. Bring that fantasy home.
In the right undergarments.
In the right undergarments.
I will tell you on that note, me and you had the conversation, and I said, I was telling her the one thing I do like about our brand, or really any lingerie brand, is that's what makes my day. Unless I know when if my panties and bra does not match, it's a bad day already. Because that means I have to match everything. I can't do that whole mix match thing. Maybe in a swimsuit now, I'm learning that, but panties and bra, hands down, I don't care how far back I go in my life, it's always had to match. Maybe that's my OCD. But I'm just saying, I don't dress for a man. I dress for me. I sleep. All of my night clothes have to be sexy. That's for me. It's never about what's outside or anything else. And so that's what made me was like, oh, I really do like her brand. And she has pictures on like her Instagram of her different brands, the hosiery and all of that, thigh highs. Lord knows I love some thigh high, like thigh high boots too.
Thigh highs and velvet is back in.
So that's important for me. I mean, and that's what keeps me sexy. And I'm over 40, and so those little things matter to me regardless of whatever. And so I do support that. Sometimes you lose that, especially I think we talked about after you have kids. And,
right.
Then
you get comfortable.
You no longer feel sexy, and so her brand targeting that 35 and up gets you close to loving your body again, or really just forces you to love your body again because the items are made specifically for that target.
And I will be selling everything from a 0 to size 24. So it'll be we're gonna have like maybe like a runway line, which is gonna be a little bit more upscale and more defined. We're gonna have more of a kind of like a PJ line where I'm gonna have like comfortable and by the way, because my colors are actually purple, I'm symbolizing boy, which is blue, and pink, which is girl. I'm symbolizing that my stuff will be also unisex and available, and we're very LGBT friendly as well. So I welcome. I love my cute queens to wear my little Hanes thongs and my little Hanes boxer briefs, because Speedos have never gone anywhere. Y'all watch Baywatch. That's been a beautiful thing. I'm an admirer, and even in my personal life, my man and I, we love to role play, and so it's always good just feeling like a new person. And I will directly quote him. It's like I have a new girlfriend every day.
All right.
And that's what I would love to see every woman in my panties, and bras and our lingerie sets and our PJs, whatever makes you comfortable. And they're not gonna just be thongs. They're gonna be cheekies. They're gonna be boy shorts. We're gonna have corsets. Everybody looks good in a
So
corset.
there you go for you, because you do
So-
some selling in your store. There you go, get some
So-
cold wear.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some camis. This is actually
Okay.
something I kind of put together last night because velvet's back in. 2018, getting prepared for shimmer. So I'm doing a little shimmer, a little velvet, a little lace. And you can wear these underneath your clothes. And then when you come home, just rip it off and walk around. Feel yourself, girl.
No, it's nothing like walking around your house looking good. Just looking good. You know how you just be cleaning up and you all get all cute. See, I don't have a lot of lingerie, but I do have like little round the house cute outfits that I wear.
You see, you have a
Well-
kid. I mean,
No, that's when he's not
I don't
home
really
because-
want to wear. Well,
Yeah, when he's not home, because if I try to do that, he'd be like, "Mama, your butt is out. Relax. Like, go put on some clothes." So I can't do that when he's home. But as a single mom, trust me, I know all my single moms know when you get that house to yourself and you get the deep clean, you get to turn on your music.
Yes.
You can put on your I have this. My mom gave me like this little jersey house coat thing, and I put on like some real short shorts and a sports bra, and I just be looking so. I probably look crazy to somebody else, but I think I probably look crazy to somebody else, but I be in my house
Comfortable. It's your house.
Yes, be in the house by yourself.
Girl, that's working back at the
I
same
only say that
time.
because I've cooked like that.
Yeah.
I have literally had on. I've had on these boots with some cute lingerie, and I cook because I know
I
when
think
he's
that
coming
is
home.
so
I'm just
important.
saying.
I think even
That's
if
how
you
you
don't
walk
have a
in the
man,
door.
I think that you should
should
go.
for
You should
you.
still be home.
Good for you.
Get sexy for yourself,
Yes.
and just
Yes.
especially if you're by yourself. Like if you're by yourself, just fall in love with yourself
Exactly.
Your body.
and your body, and just stretch your stuff around your house, girl. You
Exactly.
pay those bills. You take the time to make sure your house looks good. I'm serious, and I'm telling
My
you,
hype man.
it gives you a certain type of life that you don't even want nobody to mess it up. Like I remember when I first started doing this, and people would be like, "Well, I'm about to come." I'm like, "No, don't come over. I'm by myself, chilling. I want to be home alone." And then you get to be in your space, your sanctuary.
Exactly.
And it's so important. It's so good that you guys you have that. Girl, I have to give me some lingerie. I gotta upgrade my life.
I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway. If I'm looking for specific comments and answers to my questions on Instagram, I will be giving away 2 pairs of free lingerie, and I'll also be creating a handbook on how to use them properly.
Hey.
So I believe in #marriage boot camp, which is another one I have on there because I'm going to unite and we're going to reinvent and you're going to fall in love. Not just renew the vows, but renew everything that like made you guys hot and crazy and wow,
And
need that and steamy and
what were you
luscious.
This conversation is just is awesome, and it really and what it really does is just show the shift in the culture in all aspects. It shows the shift in the culture where women are now appreciating themselves more, for themselves and for their own accomplishments, whereas back in the past they were appreciated as, oh, your man or your husband, you're a perfect wife to your husband, you're a perfect mother to your children. Now women are, the shift is changing where women are now coming out and like, if I'm single, I'm still fabulous. I'm
Exactly.
okay. And it's okay to be single. It's okay to not have children.
It's okay
And
to
I'm
have
still
children.
wonderful. If you're a mother, it's great that you're a mother. And and just going back to what you said, where you would walk in a room full of women and feel intimidated, or even sometimes you would even get angry. But now it's this black girl magic where we appreciate each other.
my favorite.
You walk in a room and you hear sisters, no matter what color, they're speaking, they're talking about their truths, they're talking about their accomplishments, they're talking about their fears, their insecurities. And you actually feel inspired. One, you're moved to uplift. You're moved to support.
Yes.
And that is a change and a shift in where the nation is headed. Where the thoughts and the progression of women,
Yes.
we as women, any color, all colors, are headed.
Yeah.
There's no inner hate. There's no light skin, dark skin, skinny, thick, fat, big. There's over plus size yogis doing handstands on print that are print models. There are curvy girls that are not just 12 and like, oh, I'm curvy. These women are 16, size 18, size 24, and they're absolutely beautiful. Whereas before, they were shunned and they were
Exactly.
they were just like,
Yep.
oh my God, you know, you should hide all the way in the back. Your clothes
Yep.
should be
Cover
big
all
and
up.
baggy. You should
Yeah.
never show a cellulite. And now it's like a man. You have these rappers like 50 Cent's like, I don't want a woman if she don't have stretch marks. Like that shows that
Exactly.
size, that shows
Right.
that butt, that shows that growth. And
That's right.
and the curves are now, unfortunately, curve. You know, they're going to the doctors to get these curves, and it's turning out bad, but sometimes it's turning out good. I say all that, but I am a believer in plastic surgery. I don't know of anyone that does it. If there's, that's why
You've
we
always
have
said that.
surgeons. That's why we have doctors.
You said
And
that
if you
too.
can afford to fix it, and you don't like something about yourself, and you want to go fix it, go fix it.
It's
And
your
you should
given
be
right.
proud. It is,
That's right.
that is what they're there for. That is their God-given talent to do.
Okay, so while we are on this subject of the whole plastic surgery, I'm gonna take it to a little bit of a different level, because I would love to get your opinion. So I'm writing a book, and it'll be coming out in the spring, and one of the things I have, a chapter in the book addresses the whole plastic surgery in terms of how our youth see it, and how we are inspiring our youth, and the chapter is actually called Black Girl Magic or Black Girl Failure. And the reason why I say that is because when you put it out there and you see the hashtag Black Girl Magic, what I don't like is that we have younger girls more than when we were young committing suicide because they don't fit a certain profile.
Yes.
Because they don't develop as fast as other girls. And it doesn't help when you have women who are successful and empowering, and you see them with all the plastic surgery because they have to live up to an expectation. So is it really, are we failing our youth to say that this is what it takes and this is the image that you have to have in order to look a specific way or gain a specific something? Or are we, you know, are we uplifting our youth? Because even I was watching the news the other day, and they was talking about in Korea, how that's one of the world's most prominent plastic surgery people, because one is cheaper. So they get it done even starting around the age of, I think they said 15 or 16, where they're young girls getting, you know, breast implants and facial things done, nose jobs, lip jobs. What are we really teaching our youth? And so when when you say that, you know, you could say, hey, if you don't like something, fix it. But we have a generation that's looking.
Yes.
I think we should inspire our women, our girls, to be confident in their decisions. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I think that's one thing that if I had a daughter and I could tell her, give her some inspiration, I would tell her to be confident in your decisions. If you want that, stand by it. You know what I'm saying? Understand what you're doing. Understand yourself. Understand that if you're this young, know that you're gonna grow. Know that you're gonna. Grow. Know that you're gonna change. Don't be so malleable, especially in the beginning. In the beginning, I would try to teach her how to stand firm in how she is, because you know when they're like 7 or 8, they hate boys. They're so into their selves. I would feed that. I would just tell them like, yes, you know what you're doing. You're strong. You're smart. So when they get into high school and they get into college, they would already be layered enough with that self-confidence in themselves, so they can say, no, I don't want that, or no, I don't want to do that, or yeah, let's try it, or yeah, let's do it. You know, just to have them be more confident in those decisions. Because for me personally, I think that if I would have been had confidence in my no's and in my yeses and in my I don't like that, I'm not doing it, or and not be so susceptible to what she says or what he says.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would have been more I don't know. I feel like I'm okay now, but then, you know, everybody has something that happens.
Less
but
mistakes, maybe.
yeah, less mistakes. Thank you. Like less mistakes that I could have bypassed if I was much more confident in my decisions and not let so much outside stuff go in. So I would say just build that level of confidence in their decisions. Like, this is what you want to do, okay, especially in the very early formative years. Like, this is what you want to do, okay, these are these are the consequences, but I'm telling you the consequences, but you have to trust your decisions. You know, just to trust your decisions.
And it's
And
important to
it's a
instill
learning
that.
process.
It's always
So
a
it's good that
learning
you learn it.
process.
And you have to
Right.
learn to instill that early, because the earlier children get on social media,
Oh,
that's their exposure.
Right.
And that looks like gospel.
Well,
Yes.
That looks like gospel to a lot of the young girls. So if you don't have a strong enough, if you don't have strong enough parental guidance at home, then you end up with, you know, a young lady who is more broken inside because she doesn't fit the stereotype, which is really unrealistic. Because what you see on social media is not really, I mean, it's
No.
filled with
Right.
filters and everything
Botox.
else.
You all have to remember
Lip
that
injections.
there in any culture, when you bring up Korea, there's this pressure to be thin, to be pale, to be whatever. It doesn't matter where you sit on the continent. There's a pressure to be something.
Yes.
There's a pressure to have this mold. Whether you're in Africa and the pressure is to have longer earlobes or whatever it is, there's always a pressure to fit into that society's norms. The difference is, we as a people, and this is where I talk about that culture shift.
Yeah.
We as a people have recognized that black girls, and I'll just use black girls for example, we're never gonna be, or we aren't typically rail thin like European women, like Caucasian women. That was what we aspired to be. At one point we aspired to be so super thin, you know. But we have these hips. We have these curves, and they're celebrated now, and
Yes.
more so, people are aspiring to have these hips and to have these
So
curves.
you know what? Now that
And
you
so,
spending
in
millions.
terms of it being a fail or a pass, and here's what dictates the difference. It is a fail when you're having these procedures and they in a way that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I agree with that.
when you're going and getting medical procedures done in the back room of the daggone corner store, then you know that you're then putting your life on the line to do what? And the pressure, which there are a lot of things that come back. So you have a yin and a yang. There's a lot of things that say celebrate. I throw like a girl. You should throw like a girl because we throw something miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then you see these ads now, and then there's that stripper. And I'm not knocking strippers. Do what you do. Make your money how you make your money. Be beautiful on the pole. It's fine. Whatever you choose to do. But when girls are doing it to attract men, and this goes back to what you're saying, is we have to build. It is a community thing. It's not just only on a parent. It's a community. It takes a village, and it literally takes every child having their own village, being able to interconnect into my child can interconnect into your village, and your village, and your village, and they're gonna get something. Like I had aunts, right? My mom was a spiritual person. My aunt was more of a fashionista. She looked at, she was like, you should wear things that do this, and you have this, and you're beautiful because you may not have all the breasts and boobs that your cousins developed at 12. You may still look like you're 4. But this is what's beautiful about you. Your hair is gorgeous. You should whatever, and it takes. Yes, I love my mom for building a spiritual base in me, but I love my aunt for pointing out that you may not have this booty and hips and thighs yet, but you have this beautiful hair. Your teeth are flawlessly white. Your smile, your lips are amazing. Your brain, I love how fast you read. My aunt was a writer, and she would just bat out pages on a typewriter. And as she was batting them out, I was reading them. She's like, you just soak up information. She was praising my brain. She was praising the attributes that I did have, or that I felt, that I could identify at that time as an attribute. So it takes a village. It takes the right messaging. So unfortunately, you find this messaging that is negative, but you're always going to have that. That's as tale as old as time. You're always going to have that negative whatever. Oh, if you're a size 6, you're big. You need to be a size 0, size 2, and it's just like now the messaging is changing. The vibe is changing. It's like, oh girl, men are looking for Miss Thickums, slim, big with that cute. They're looking for that. They're wanting that. They're praising that. And it's just a matter of, are you doing this because you don't find yourself beautiful? Are you doing this because and it's all in decision.
Yes.
Why are you making these decisions? Why are you making these changes? What is driving? What is the
Right,
driving
something else
force?
going on.
Is it to get a
Right.
rich man?
Right.
Is it to get, you know,
What is the
Insta
intentions?
fame? You know, what is your intentions? Do you want to be a model? You know? So that
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take a little quick break. Not really a real break,
Oh.
but I'm just, because we're getting ready to start drink number 2. And so what's drink number 2 consist of? Mr. A.W. Mixology.
Drink number 2 consists of the same base vodka.
Okay,
The
the faux vodka. The faux vodka is in the
Shout out
house
to
today.
LaFaux.
Shout out to the faux vodka for sponsoring
Yes.
the alcohol for, you know, for this podcast, episode 2. And so it is actually really, really good.
Very smooth.
Tasty.
It's very smooth. Like you done went through yours.
Yeah.
Miss Dawn has been ripping through her. I'm telling you, she's been ripping through her vodka. Like, hey, I'm on number 2, and I
had
tell
to
you,
slow
you can
down.
make it. You can make it as strong as you like, or you know, as weak as you like. But and that's the good thing, because I particularly like to taste my alcohol because I pay for it.
Me too.
So,
See?
this is sponsored. I mean, even whether you know sponsored or I'm paying for it,
Yeah.
I like to know that you know I'm getting my money's worth. So I want to taste my alcohol.
Yeah.
Consider myself I am a connoisseur. I'm kind of a lush connoisseur. You know, and I'm not even in real. I'm telling you for real, I'm not even a big vodka drinker. So this is actually really good. I can do this. It's not overly sweet, and it's not it's not really dry at all. So it gets that real medium in between for a vodka that's flavored. Because there's some. I'm not gonna call some vodkas out, but there's one that just tastes like syrup to me. So I would not drink.
I want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say
I
it
know
because
it
we're
is.
on air, and I'm not gonna just knock anybody's decision on
That's
that.
right.
But I'm a gin drinker, so I will say that I am a Tanqueray and Bombay
All
girl.
right.
And I like dirty martinis, so I don't really like sugar in
I
my
like dry.
drinks. But this,
I like
you know,
that
the
too.
faux vodka, the mixture that we have, it's like really good.
Yeah, it mixes really
Like
well.
really, it mixes really well.
Very smooth.
So what is drink number 2? AW Mixology.
All
Drink
right.
number 2 is the faux vodka. Added a little cranberry and some prosecco.
I want mine.
Okay.
I'm not ready. That first
You're not
one,
ready?
no.
Thumbs up.
That first one got
We
me
gonna
like,
fake it. Oh, this is good.
I'm just
it's
saying.
so good. It's really good.
Hey.
Thanks, LaFaux.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? So first, I have to say, is the guest not the bomb? I'm
Yes.
like, oh my God! I'm loving this.
Happy New Year.
Yes, I'm telling you, this is really really good, and I mean, and really really raw. So on that aspect, let's talk about next year,
Okay.
because Erica, you are a future, entrepreneur, business owner, So now I want to know, how would you shape your 2018? Because I'm going to tell you, first of all, the reason why I say how would you shape, because what we want and what the hire want, always two different things.
Right.
Yes, the
Because
truth.
when I was talking to you all
Yeah.
early on with, how would you sum up your 2017 in a few words, I know for mine, and I share it with, I share it with you and I share it with you. I don't know if I share it with Amanda or Dawn, but mine was, it exceeded my expectation.
Yes.
And so, I say that because what I expected from my company when I started building, Clark and Hill, and next thing you know, Herspiration was not was not on the plan. And when my co-founder, Zoe Zorka, she said, hey, I have this brand. I'm like, okay, the web series, I love the idea. And so then what I created from that myself, I said, oh my gosh, we should do a happy hour and make it like a podcast. And it has been a whirlwind. I mean, we literally just launched last month, and I flew to Utah and we shot the first pilot episode, and
It was amazing.
it was
so
so much
good.
fun. And there's still a lot of raw content out there that hasn't even made it, and it's coming.
Right.
It's coming, and so that's why we do the
Herspiration
bonus.
Uncensored.
Yes, that's why we do the bonus video feature. Is because there are a lot of women who need to have a voice, and that's really what Herspiration is about. So each one of you lending your voice to our brand means a lot. That support, that is, thank you much. That is everything to what we stand for. And our goal is to bring women who are in the shadows into the light. And I'm guilty of it myself. Erica, she will contest to, I don't like being known. I don't like being in front of things. I like that I do so much behind the scenes. You know, I've written, I have stuff published. A lot of people don't know I write poetry. It doesn't come the way that most people who are poets come. Mine come in my sleep. And so when I write, when I'm writing my book, it manifests differently in me, and I consider those blessings. So for me, 2017 was like everything to me because it wasn't my expectation. It surely wasn't my expectation for my business because I just thought, you know what, I need it to be slow. I need it to be slow because I have a lot going on.
Okay.
And I don't know, somehow I'm not sure if I don't sleep. I'm not sure if I do sleep. I just know that I have to persevere and get through it.
Yeah.
And so, when I'm asking you all, how would you shape your 2018? Because you already know that when, you know, and I'm going to have this same panel here at some point between November, you know, September, October, maybe November time frame to see what your 2018 looked like. I'm curious because the growth that's going to be here now that we are more conscious.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to know what it's going to look like.
We're going to come back like, hey y'all, guess what I did?
So personally, we're going to start off personally. How would you like to shape your, you know, your 2018 on a personal note, not business, on a personal note?
For myself, and it's interesting that you asked that question because early on we were talking about basically taking care
Ooh, Jesus.
of ourselves. Ooh, is this? Yeah, go straight. Yeah, it's good though.
It is good.
Early on we were talking about taking care of ourselves, and as you were talking, it really dawned on me, to be honest with you, as a business owner, that is one of the things that I lack.
Yeah, I can understand.
You know, I do not have, I don't want to say I don't have time, but I don't do 80% of the things that we were talking about earlier because I'm all about the business. So self-care is a big goal for me next year.
Yeah.
If I cannot be good for myself, how can I be good for someone else?
That's right. That's right.
You know? And you guys really, I mean, I'm so fortunate. Thank you so much, Pamela, for inviting me to this session. I really appreciate it. And I'm so grateful to be amongst you all because you guys were talking, I'm like, well, dang, when was the last time I did that? When was the last time I put on my booty shorts and my thigh-high boots?
There you go. That's right.
You know,
do it
and it's not like I don't want to, but it's like, okay, you know, I'm all about the studio and I'm all about, to be honest with you, I want other people to feel good. If someone says, hey, you know, I feel good, that brightens my day. But then I'm at home because I'm a one woman show. You know, I have to do my posts because you guys know with social media you have to be consistent.
Yes, you do.
So on my posts, I'm on my schedule, I'm responding to emails, I'm checking out my websites because all of that I did myself, uno. So when you do all of that and then you grind throughout the day, you're ready to go to bed. And plus I wake up in the morning at 4:30 so I can do my gym practice at 5 because that's something that I can't let go. But even as far as like the nails or, you know, cute nails, stuff like that, it's important to take care of yourself.
Right.
So Pamela, for 2018, I'm going to hone in on self-care, whether it's a massage once a month or, you know, just something for myself. And I owe you, right?
You owe me dates.
I sure do.
I told her she
sure
has like
did.
0 personal time.
I
told her, I said,
personal
you owe me
time.
2 days. I said, one, we're going to have brunch.
Yeah.
At least once every other month or once a month.
Yeah.
I said, 2, we're going to get her out for at least a happy hour.
I need
Yeah.
to do
She
that.
does
I
not
don't
really do that. And I said,
I'm workaholic.
I want my
It's
day.
so
We're gonna have a spa day. We're gonna
Yeah,
do that.
I want
I'm
my days.
Yeah.
The thing about what you said
Yeah.
is that you have to be able, I tell you this, you know, I tell you this all the time. You have to, Oprah said, if you're constantly pouring out and never pouring in, you'll eventually get to a space where you have nothing to give,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, you get so wrapped up into your business, and I know how you feel because I'm a one army too, girl. But it's still so important to have that time to laugh, and that's why I'm always trying to laugh. I'm always trying to listen to music, anything that could bring energy. So I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't know what you want me to say.
No, I didn't know if you was ending. So
but
let me just tell you this: with you being a one-woman show and you being a one-woman show as well, I'm going to give and I didn't plan for this, but I'm going to give a good plug to Socially Savvy. She is my executive assistant, and she has her own virtual assistant, company. When I say she is phenomenal, she is phenomenal. At first I was doing it by myself, and I said, this is a lot. I hold down like 5 jobs or 5 streams of income. I would say I hold down 5 streams of income, and it is hard. I don't have to worry about keeping up with QuickBooks, and I'm spending money. I'm traveling. All I do is send to my admin at Clark and Hill Enterprise, and she picks it up. She reconciles all of my accounts. She makes sure that, if I have issues with my website, guess what? I can just let her know, hey, can you follow up on this? She keeps my schedule. She put things in place that I would have never thought to put in place because I'm not an admin.
Girl, plug her in one more time.
Socially savvy. Shannon, I have to tell you, has been the best thing that ever happened to my life and to my company. Because it allowed me to have more personal time, and for me to actually be able to focus on the things with my company that I am supposed to focus on as a CEO. I also read in Forbes magazine that if you become an entrepreneur, there are a few positions that you just need to pay for, and the top number 1 was an executive assistant.
Wow.
Yep.
And I would tell you, when I saw that, and I said, okay,
Very true.
let me, look into this. And I have to say, she has been a godsend.
Yeah.
Where I almost feel like, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? But then again, I don't have to worry, because when I say she is just that good, she has taken the stress that I used to have. They're trying to multitask, trying to be a one-woman army for my company. Hands down, she has been the best. Her knowledge, and she's been doing it for a long time, and she does it for a lot of companies. I don't know how in the world she manages her time. Part of me, selfishly, I don't really care because she keeps everything, and she's never, ever fallen short on the things that needed to be taken care of. So she apparently makes her time where she is, and I see her and we follow each other on social media, and I'm like, okay, she's still out. She still has a life.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, and she's not just to here. She has clients all over, the domestic U.S. So if you're ever interested, she has some really great packages. I mean, for even part-time, if you want to, to help your business thrive. I would have to say, having her has been the best ever, and her goal is to make sure that I do what I need to do as a CEO, as the owner of my company, so that I can keep work coming in. I even told her, I said, people hit me in my DM and they asking me about my schedule, and I send them to her. So what she did was she said, here, this is what you need to do. She sends me the verbiage and everything, and my calendar that is an attachment that just goes there, and it links to my personal calendars in my phone. So there's not a single time that I don't know what's going on. And if you see my calendar, it's a little ridiculous, but it's because of her that I stay on task with every single thing. So as an entrepreneur woman or man, I don't care who is listening, an executive assistant is so key to making time and having time for yourself, because you are not a do-it-all. I don't care how much you say.
It makes
you're
your
not
business
a do-it-all.
better too.
It do.
And
It
it's
really
so
do.
funny that you say that. So part of what I'm doing is I'm learning. I want to go into wholesaling real estate. It is the difference from just being a realtor where you just buy and sell. This is where you're kind of doing assignment contracts. So I'm placing properties under contract, and I'm finding investors that want to fix, flip, whatever, what have you, landlords that want quick in, quick out, paying cash for these properties.
Okay.
In doing so, you know, before you launch a business, you have to do the research so you don't
Yes.
make mindless mistakes. That had you taken the extra time to really learn the craft, you avoid. So part of training and part of going to seminars and part of just listening to people who are doing this is that they find ways, because some of them have other jobs that are full-time and some of them are just doing deals where you're not confined to one state or what have you, right? So what I thought was the best advice is that they're like, you know, there are so many companies out here that are virtual assistant companies. They even have people that are like $5 per, you know, 20 different tasks.
Right.
So $5 an hour virtual assistants. And part of my business is contacting, posting. So if I needed something posted, if I needed a property posted on a different website, if I wanted to launch to different real estate investment groups and chats, you know, I could launch the properties that I have listed on these chats, but I can have someone do that. So I'm not constantly looking for that. I can just say, post this to thus and so, and then these virtual assistants are paid to do that. They're paid. If you need someone to cold call, you have virtual assistants that you can pay a certain amount, and they'll make so many cold calls for you. So a lot of that, and a lot in the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, I
Shout
love
out
that
to Rich Dad
Really good
Poor
book.
Dad.
Which book is that?
Excellent.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Such a good
Shout
book.
out to
I
Rich
have
Dad
no
Poor
idea.
Dad. What I learned a lot from, and I'm a reader, y'all. I just read. I read. That's my hobby. That's what I do. So shout out to Rich Dad Poor Dad, because what I learned was the father. There's two types of families. There's one that was long and short of it, college educated. You know, got the job, became principal, teachers, making so much money. Another father that just invested in a corner store, you know, different businesses, different real estates, made a lot of money. What was the difference? This father that ended up making a lot of money, who wasn't college educated, you know, didn't have much in that way, hired people that specialized. He didn't need to know all of that. He didn't need to know the accounting. He didn't need to know how to do this. He hired people that already knew. So it's almost as if you're creating your own corporate ladder. And this is my aspiration for 2018. I'll bring it back to this. I'll bring it back to this every year. I am creating my own corporate ladder. You cannot get rich working for someone else. You just can't do it. It just doesn't exist. Now you can maintain your life. You can have a lifestyle, but you will not be rich. You will not be rich emotionally, spiritually, financially, working under
fueling somebody else's dream.
Exactly.
That can throw you away at any time. Any moment given. That's right.
Exactly. So I'll go into this and I tell everyone, now is the time to invest in yourself, invest in your dream. And thanks, I've been talking to Pam, and she's like, you should write a book. You should write. And I tell her, you know, I have a lot to say. And sometimes when you get to writing, you don't know how much you have to say. You see it on paper, and it's like,
You'll be
did I just write that? Did I just say that? And then do that? So, so a part of that is that a part of my 2018, personally, is that I'm going to be okay with writing that down on paper. I'm going to be okay, you know, putting myself just on the paper. If no one else in the world sees it, I'm going to let it out. I'm going to be okay letting it out. And so that's part of my 2018. I'm not going to, the fear. God does not give us a spirit of fear.
That's right.
He builds us in His image, which is light, which is encouragement, which is happiness, which is hope, which is faith.
That's right.
And so I'm gonna walk into 18 without my fear. So I'm leaving my fears in this month right here. And it took me an entire year to build and gain to this point where I'm at. I'm leaving my fears. I'm going to make my first sale in 2018, and I'm going to make many, many more. I'm speaking it. I know that it's going to happen.
We in confirmation. We in agreement. We are in agreement.
Manifesting.
We are in agreement.
I'm stepping into my own. I'm stepping into my own self. I'm stepping into my own business. I'm stepping into my financial freedom. And I'm stepping in like in my own body. It's an eternal.
Bring everybody in. And
where you can share. Cause I get motivated off hearing you like I got this and this and this and this is beautiful, and it is, and it's wonderful, and you're
so much sister.
You know what I'm saying? And it is. It's all of that. And she did my beat, by the way. Ooh.
Yes.
She came in like anybody else. Well, yes, I'm gonna sit in the chair.
That is sweetbree.com beauty services. That is brand new. It'll be opening up January 1st. It's fully published. Call me. There we go.
Yes, plug. And I plug Dawn. I've been to 2 or 3 of Dawn's classes. I plug
I'm going
Dawn
next. Sign me
every
up.
time someone talks about a class or uplifting or every woman. I
Trying to get you there. I'm trying to get you
I
there.
plug you. I
Again,
plug
trying to
you.
get you back.
I bring anybody I know. When my sister comes and she has a chance to get to the class, I'm like, you gotta go to this class. Like this class is
Right,
exceptional.
I've been hearing
You
about
gotta meet Dawn.
I went once.
Let's go.
I went once, and I tell you what. I was an avid goer all the time, and I don't even live in the area. But I was like,
You can put a poll right here in this room.
oh Lord have mercy.
No, we cannot. No, we cannot, because it is not the same. You need that. You need that studio. You need her energy. You need her zen. It's all in the studio. And
So
you
you
don't
know
get it
what?
somewhere else.
I will tell you this. I am going to put it on right now. My next podcast I want to do in your studio so that we can actually
Oh, that'd be
do
great.
some spinning. If you would
I'm about to
allow
start
it,
crying.
I'm telling you.
But that's what
I would bring my boy
I tell
shorts.
you what, I have been to a lot of different classes, whether it's in the evening for a special event or, you know, I've taken aerial, I've taken Tai Chi. Like she know I love my pole fit. You know, I will tell you this. Let me just say, I will keep it 100. I liked pole fit so much, and I somewhat blame Dawn for my injury.
Oh.
Because I'm gonna tell you, when you're doing a class with her, and I even left this on her as a comment when I very early on when I took my first or second class, I wrote a comment, and she literally makes you feel like I don't care how out of shape, and I'm small, I'm very petite. But it doesn't mean you're in shape. When you talk about working all of your muscle groups and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I would have my challenges in class and I would be trying. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have it next time. I'm going to get it next time. So when you are over 40 and you decide you want to flip up some poles upside down, it is hot as hell and sexy doing it. But I kind of tore.
It's hard on the body.
I tore my the cartilage in my hip, and so you know I've been down for a minute. But you know what? Come next month I will be back. Because it is not only the best exercise. I think that it's the instructor.
Right.
Yes.
And
that's what it is.
I don't know if I would take, you know, I know she has a different pole instructor for the more higher level. And even if they, you know, I move into where I need a higher level, it's not about the person. Well, it's not about the exercise, it's about the person.
Yes.
And she makes me feel like
Everything.
I can do it.
Yes.
Even when I can't.
Yes.
She makes me feel like I can do it. And I'm like, what
You
in the
can do it.
No,
You can do
sometimes
it.
I'm telling you, I'm like, what the hell?
She'll say,
Oh, but then she's like, let me record that. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it is? Well, let me record it. Yes.
And it does.
Yes,
so
it
it keeps everything up. So you know what? You have a great space, and if I have to, you know, do the next, you know, podcast, I would definitely love to have it in your space so that we can really celebrate and have some parties. And Lord knows, well, you know, I don't know how. Well, no, we drank and did the poll last time.
I'll bring my boy shorts.
I definitely
Yeah, you
need
brought the
that.
whole short.
My boy shorts.
Don't pray. You gotta pay that.
Of course I got
You
it.
know you gotta pay
I got a couple of them. Every color. Yeah.
I'm gonna blame
I got
the whole vodka for that
But
phone.
okay.
I'll
bring the boy shorts.
We all gonna walk around in here.
So, you know,
Yes.
really quick in like 30 seconds because we are almost out of time.
Oh, man.
Did we do it?
Yeah.
Really quick, what is your resolution for the new year for you personally?
I would like to go a little bit off of what you were mentioning. I am
Lord,
going
she
to
brought it home.
conquer my fears. Step
Okay.
into my own.
Yeah,
Enjoy
okay.
my journey. My ups and downs.
Okay.
Embrace it. Embrace new people. Embrace change.
Okay.
The hardest thing is we get so comfortable. Get comfortable like in my kitty covers.
Yes.
But then you get out of that. You get out of that. Get out of my comfort zone. And
Okay.
definitely what you were mentioning about the health and the self-awareness. I don't give enough time to myself. And you know, a perfect example, even this morning when I was getting myself together, I got my coffee, I have my music going, I'm in the shower like, it's gonna be a good day, speaking into it, manifesting into the universe, believing it, giving myself, looking in the mirror with my positive affirmations and saying, that's a bad bitch right there. That's right. We're gonna have a great day. We're gonna have a great day.
That's right.
And you speak it, you believe it. You know, some people say fake it till you make it. I ain't faking nothing, because I say it, I believe it. I believe it, it's happening. It's fact. That's what it is.
Yep.
And no one's gonna take that from me.
Okay.
So 2018, I'm walking with my head held high. I'm gonna take care of myself, and I'm blocking out all negative circles. I got this. I'm like ultraviolet right now. Blocking it all out.
Block it out,
I'm
girl.
blocking it
Yeah.
out. I'm walking into a strong baby. I love
Okay,
it.
Amanda Coco, what's you? Quick.
Okay, I'm gonna be as quick as possible. These LaFou vodka got me.
LaFou vodka. LaFou vodka got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I can.
I think my personal one will be just to be more, because after my son, I am feeling kind of out of shape. I am, you know, I'm learning how to really love myself, love how I look, embrace it. So I really want to start really getting more confident and being in my own skin, being myself, just loving myself again. Not saying I don't love myself, I do love myself, but just more of that, you know. I just want to be more into me and more confident. Like, I just want to be more confident. I want my confidence to exude. I want people to feed off of it. I want people to see it. I want people to love it. I want them to embrace it. So that's really what next year, that's what I want. I just want to be an inspiration. I want to be more confident, and I just want to grow. Like, I just want to grow. I don't want to be in the same spot. I want to move. I just want different. I want change. That's what's gonna happen for me in 2018. Like, more love, more confidence, more everything. Just more everything of this, socializing, networking, building. Just empowering like a superhero. I want to turn into a superhero next year.
There we go.
Okay, you know, I know. So,
Buy you the cake.
So,
Yay.
I know. So on that note, we are going to say one happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.
To
Macy,
all
I
of the
love you.
listeners, and
Cheers.
as you come into 2018, may you embrace everything that is meant for you.
Yes.
May you have the courage to recognize what is there for you
Yes.
and to take advantage of it. And so I'm hoping that, well, I don't even hope, because I already know that Herspiration Happy Hour and Herspiration and Clark and Hill and everything that is attached to it
Yes.
is going to manifest nothing but greatness
Yes.
in 2018. And so we close out saying thank you very much for listening, and so I hope you have a very prosperous new year.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Hey, hey, we off the Patron. Hey, 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 we off the Patron.